Alright, hey YouTube, Jonathan here. I have a new deck for you guys. It is the Batteryman AA deck. Well, it can be an OTK. It can be. Yep, so here's my new map. Well, not my new map, but I've had this map, but with some recent updates. I thought I'd make this more Yu-Gi-Oh-ish by putting my mat, and these are my decks. As you can see, some of these might be familiar because I'm very color-coded. Exodia, Rockstun, Scraps. Well, let's get started with this Batteryman deck. Start off, you run 3 Batteryman AAs, of course. These guys are what do the hard hitting. 3 Batteryman Chargers. They can bring out the AAs. 3 Batteryman Micro-Cells. I'm going to be running 3 of a lot of cards to make the deck more consistent. 3 Batteryman Ds, because this deck it was one of the first decks I ever used, and so I have a lot of experience with it. So you want very high consistency with this deck because it is not a very good battle deck. It needs to kill the opponent fast or it'll struggle through the duel. 3 Battle Faders to stall, just in case. These guys always help. 2 Marauding Captains. Now this is my touch to the deck, because what you do is you can have Batteryman in your hand, Batteryman AA in your hand, and have Marauding Captain. Normal summon, special summon AA, and go for a game if you have Inferno Reckless, which we'll get into later. Honest is always good. All the targets in here except Marauding Captain are light, and trust me, this guy comes in handy. On to the spells. We're gonna run 3 Inferno Reckless Summon. Now, what this does is you can only activate this card when you special summon a monster with 1500 attack points or less to your side of the field, while there's a monster, a face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field. So what happens is, for example, normal summon Marauding Captain, special summon AA, activate Inferno Reckless Summon, you get 2 more Batteryman AA from the deck or the graveyard or your hand. So you would end up having 3 AAs on the field, which is what you want. And then their effects is you increase the attack of Batteryman AA for each Batteryman AA on your side of the field. So 1000, 2000, 3000. So you have 3 beat sticks with 3000 attack. This doesn't always have to work with Marauding Captain. This can also go with Batteryman Charger as well. So you tribute maybe a D on the field, summon Batteryman Charger, you special summon Batteryman AA from the deck, and then you activate Inferno Reckless Summon, and then you get the whole chain starting again. I've dueled other Batteryman decks out there, and none of them had Marauding Captain. They would always use Batteryman Charger, or they would have Battery Charger to bring him out. But with this deck, the more you have to special summon with, the more consistent the deck will be entirely. So 3 Inferno Reckless Summon, which is very, very good for the deck. You can't run the deck without it. 3 Short Circuits. What this does is, if you control 3 or more Batteryman monsters, destroy all cards your opponent controls. Yeah, so it's a very big deal. So example, when I went back to having 3 Batteryman AAs on the field, activate Short Circuit and blow up their whole field and attack for game. Unless they have Fader or Gores. Nonetheless, Short Circuit is a monster card combined with Inferno Reckless Summon. I run 3 of this. And I also run 3 Battery Charger. You pay 500 life points, and you can special summon 1 monster from your graveyard that includes Batteryman in its name. So if Batteryman AA is in the graveyard, you activate Charger, special summon Batteryman AA, activate Inferno, activate Short Circuit. You have 3 beat sticks with 3000 and an empty field that your opponent has. So that's a good plus. So 3 Battery Chargers. 3 Upstart Goblins, just to make the deck go a little faster. I would not run Pot of Duality in this deck because you cannot special summon, so that would really hurt this deck. You would have to wait one whole turn, and that means a lot to this deck. 3 MSTs, one of the main reasons why I brought this deck back to life. You get to clear back row just as fast. I have 2 My Body as shields. I had 3 actually, and I wanted to run 3, but it got too cloggy. So 2 was good enough, paired along with Short Circuit, so just in case. But yep. And then Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Reinforcement of the Army, which is to search out for Marauding Captain to make it more consistent. You want to thin out the deck as much as possible. And Foolish Burial. I run no traps in this deck. I feel Battle Fader is good enough for the deck. Batteryman D's is also a good stall. So, for example, if you have 2 Batteryman D's on the field, what their effect is that while this card is face up on your side of the field, your opponent cannot select another Thunder type monster on your side of the field as an attack target, except Batteryman D. So if you have 2 of these guys on the field, they cannot be selected as an attack target. So you can just sit there and stall until you get your cards. For example, Inferno, Reckless Summoning, Battery Charger, and Short Circuit. So this is the Batteryman deck. Please like the video, at least, and maybe subscribe. I mean, I actually brought this deck back to life. I like the current format now that there's a lot less popping, more MSTs. Yep, so thanks guys.